Hey guys, and welcome to World of Warships with Voulez-Vous. What do you think about the new intro? Let me know about it in the comments. I was really looking forward to making this video today. The Molotov is an excellent ship, and I really couldn't wait for the NDA to be pulled off so I could start talking about it. The annoying part about the Molotov actually is the fact that good games kept on just piling up, and every time I thought that I had a good game candidate video, a new one came up. And because of this, I decided to do this review video, and I will also link two other games in another video. The link to this video should be popping up in the top right corner of the screen right now, and that's just pure gameplay. All the stats and my thoughts on the Molotov you will find in this video you're watching right now. So let's now quickly compare the Molotov to the TS6 Budyonny. The Budyonny is pretty much better in almost every aspect when compared to the Molotov. The Molotov has got 2,400 health points less than the Budyonny, and half the armor the Budyonny has at certain places. It has over 1 kilometer less range than the Budyonny. It only has 3 torpedoes in each launcher as opposed to 5 torpedoes on the Budyonny. It also is a much slower shooting ship. 2 full reloads of the Molotov last almost as long as 3 full reloads of on the Budyonny. The AA on the Molotov is crap when compared to the Budyonny. I'm pretty sure that I could crank up the Budyonny's AA up to exactly double the numbers the Molotov has. And also something to remember, the Molotov takes 150 meters more space to turn around when compared to the Budyonny. So in all those respects, the non-premium ship wins. But where the Molotov is definitely winning is the guns, and that's what makes him such a seal clubber. So the Molotov has got the 180mm guns, which are similar but not the exact same as on the Kirov. Obviously, the key number to remember here is the max AP damage that those shells can do, because citadels will be happening to you all the time when sailing the Molotov, and that is 4400, and it is a little bit better than on the Kirov. Another thing to remember about the Molotov is the fact that it has got a pretty decent chance of setting fires, and I honestly recommend having the demolition expert perk on this ship. So, summary over, let's move on to the game and let's see the Molotov in action. So guys, as you can see, we're spawning on the map Northern Lights, which is the night version of the map North, and as you see from the team list, this is a predominantly tier 8 match. Out of the 24 ships in the game, 15 are tier 8, and I honestly feel completely at home there with the Molotov. This ship can quite easily take on tier 8 ships, as you will see in this replay. Just a little bit of cinematics for you guys while waiting for the beginning of the battle.
General quarters.
And now the bell rings off and we're off to a start. So, as I said before, I'm starting on the Northern Lights map, on the northern part of it, right in the, smack in the middle of the map. And I'll quickly have a glance at our team composition, and I see that the western side has got 3 destroyers, 4 if you count the Mahan in front of me as well, and only me and another battleship to support. So I decided to turn this way, even though I know I will be most likely exposed to quite a lot of battleship fire. And that's the moment I spot the Pensacola. I open up on it and almost instantly score a citadel hit and 4 other hits, which make a nice dent in the Pensacola's health pool. I turn away north, and that's because I expect quite a lot of battleship fire incoming in my direction, and open up on the Cleveland, but the shots are ineffective. And now that I stopped being spotted, I turn in again and spot the Pensacola on the other side of the map and line up my shots, hoping to teach the Pensacola a lesson about going in a straight line. Shells are looking good, and I do get 6 hits with 3200 damage, but no citadels this time, which is a bit of a shame. As you can see, I'm maneuvering frantically. I am rather close to the enemies and I don't want to be citadeled. So I make sure that I present as much of a difficult target to shoot at as possible. And I keep shelling the Clevelands and the other cruiser, just switching between them and just choosing the ones that either present me the best broadside or are just about to complete a turn, which means that they're much slower and easier to aim at. So I'm turning in towards the battle right now, and I want to switch tack. I want to start going generally in the direction of the enemy cap. I get 3 hits on the Cleveland, but minimal damage. And I look at the map now and I see that the majority of the enemy team is actually moving on our position here, and I do want to help my team here, but this starts looking like a suicide. So I want to use that big island to the south of me as a shield, and I basically want to position myself in a way that those battleships in the Cleveland to the left are sort of being shielded. I'm sort of being shielded from their fire, and that's the moment that I open up on the half-dead Cleveland here. 1 volley, 7 hits, no citadels, and that is my first kill. So I'm sailing south now, and I saw the Colorado poking out its head from behind that island. I open up on it with AP, because that's the ones I had loaded, and I get a nice 8000 damage hit on it. But now the Colorado is turning away and it's not presenting me a good broadside, so I look for another target and I spot this Cleveland here. I'm ready to shoot, just making sure that I'm on the right course and I'm not gonna run aground. I open up, 13 seconds to reload again, but in the meantime I get a nearly 12,000 hit on the Cleveland. The Cleveland's too busy engaging destroyers right ahead, so I open up again. Another citadel, another 6 hits, and just under 8000 damage, and the Cleveland is dead. Now, next one is the Hipper, a tier 8 cruiser. I open up on it and just make sure that I'm on the right track to not run myself aground. And I want you guys to notice just how tightly you can turn your ship and still use all 3 of your guns right now. I'm really well angled here, and I've got an open road to actually use all 3 of my batteries to open up on the Hipper. I shoot again, and I'm being rewarded by 2 citadels and 4 hits, which is really good. I think I still got a chance of getting 1 more shot out. And that's the moment where I start looking at the map again and notice that our cap is being capped. So instantly switch to the HE shells, and recognizing that I'm the closest ally to our cap, I will have to deal with the destroyer problem we seem to be having on our cap. So far the first 6.5 minutes of the game went by, and I've managed to score 59 hits and 5 citadels and bag myself 2 kills on those 2 Clevelands. So we're moving in on the cap. I have just been joined by a friendly destroyer, and I realized that the most efficient way to actually hunt the enemy destroyer down is to split up a little bit. The destroyer the friendly destroyer seems to be moving north, I decided to take a more of an easterly course, and we're basically trying to perform a pincer movement on the destroyer. He stopped capping, which means that he left our cap circle, and that's him being spotted right now. 8.1 kilometers, Tashkent. He's using smoke just to get away, but my first salvo does get 2 incapacitations and 4 hits. Most likely it's the engine. So I'm expecting to catch up with the Tashkent pretty quickly. And I am popping in and out of being spotted, which means that the Tashkent has left its smoke circle, which is a very useful bit of information, meaning that I can move in, be a bit more aggressive, and also the fact that I saw the Tashkent's torpedoes cruising by me just moments ago means that I'm rather safe and I can advance on the enemy destroyer as quickly as possible. We need to get rid of this threat if we want to continue the fight to the south. I have not stopped being spotted for quite a while now, which tells me that the Tashkent must be to the right of this smoke cloud. That's something I'm gonna point out on the map right now, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And have their guns ready to shoot. And that's the moment where we spot the Tashkent again. 8.4 kilometers away, I open up on it again and damage its propulsion. The Tashkent doesn't seem to be willing to repair. The Tashkent repairs right now, some more hits on target, damaging and destroying its guns. Now it's just a matter of time. I keep using ripple fire to make sure that I've got the best aim possible. And again, that's the Tashkent's propulsion dead. The destroyer is dead in the water. I open up on it one more time, and somebody else picks it up. Okay, quick moment to take stock of what's going on on the map. Our North Carolina has just died. There's a destroyer to the west, most likely another one there as well. And we've also got a Tirpitz moving in from the southwestern side. And this is the moment where I use the spotter plane, something that you will be using very often in the Molotov. Molotov is a pretty decent sniper, and the HE shells are amazing when it comes to dealing with high-tier battleships. As you will see in this replay, that is pretty much the reason why I chose this replay in the first place. So the idea here is that I want to discourage the Tirpitz from moving in. He seems to be discouraged enough already anyway. Believe it or not, he will actually start backing up and will back up all the way behind that island there, so that's quite an unorthodox move by a battleship, but okay. And the idea here is to start a fire on the Tirpitz and just do some damage over time while I deal with other problems. And I wanted to turn my attention towards that destroyer. I think it was a Fubuki that was to the west, but it just died. So I turned back towards the Tirpitz, and now it's the moment where I noticed the other destroyer, another Fubuki, moving in. I'm getting some hits on the Tirpitz, but I'm too busy aiming at the Fubuki to bother to check if I've done any damage. And I open up on the enemy destroyer, and I see that our friendly Fubuki is in the area as well, so I'm not really that bothered about chasing it too much, because the friendly destroyer should be a good enough shield. I do get a hit, and I set the enemy destroyer on fire, which is always good. But now I'm back to harassing battleships. So looking at the team composition, we seem to be at a big disadvantage. The enemy has got 4 battleships as opposed to our 2. And that is a lot of HP points which we will have to get rid of if we want to win this game. So, the situation doesn't look very good. I know I've got the destroyer to my right, and he will be threatening our battleships with its torpedoes. So I know I can't move too far away, but I do know that I want to move down south, and I want to start shelling the battleships and start setting them on fire. So I suggest to the battleships to move down towards the D5 square, D4. Basically take this course so that, you know, they're actually moving in towards me. And the moment I get in range and open up on the Colorado, the plan here is simple. I want to set it on fire, as I just did. Set it on fire again, hopefully make him switch to make him repair and set it on fire again. And that's the moment that I see the Pensacola popping up, and I instantly switch to AP and take my shot, and as you'll see I will also instantly switch to the HE shells because I know that the Pensacola is dead. And that's my 3rd kill. My guns are reloaded now, and taking the Colorado on aim again, I want to set it on fire again. And I know I'm playing a rather dangerous game here. I need to hide myself behind this island really quickly before the Colorado reloads again. I get another couple of hits on the Colorado, and I have to leave the Colorado for the moment, as I noticed the Fubuki really close to the North Carolina, and the North Carolina is being completely oblivious. I have to say that the battleship captains in this game on my team were well, they weren't that great. And as you saw, the lack of situational awareness going in straight lines is just abysmal, and it definitely made the whole game much more difficult for me, but also allowed me to shine more, so I'm not really that bothered. So I started engaging that Fubuki at long to medium range, and as you see right now, I'm rather successful in getting hits on target. And I tried to scare it away, and considering the fact that he just launched all of his torpedoes, I decided to stop pursuing the Fubuki again and concentrate on setting the Colorado on fire again, as he obviously just repaired. And that's the first fire on with 3 other hits, doing some damage, but the damage over time from the fire is the one after the most. Keep shelling the Colorado, another fire, which is really good. That's 2 fires. The health pool of the battleship will go down much faster. Again, another fire. But the Colorado must have just repaired, because there's no fires raging. So considering that the Colorado is only on 4,000 health, I decided to continue shelling it and just take it out of the action completely. $1,600 health, and the battleship behind me picks it up, and that's another target gone. Looking for another target, I see the other Colorado, and I launch a salvo quickly, but quick look around tells me that the Tempest is trying to poke its head out again from this side. So I know I need to switch targets, and also I need to switch direction. I don't want to be sailing towards it. I open up on the Tempest, doing some damage, but I think I will not be able to start a fire. And now that I'm angled enough, I want to continue on this course a little bit. Launch another salvo and turn away the moment the Tirpitz shoots. Again, minimal damage on the Tirpitz, but since he is moving south, I'm not really interested in him anymore. And pick another target. And I see that Admiral Hipper on really low health, and I open up on it. I want to take it out of his fight. And now it's even more of an interesting target, just on 700 hit points. And I'm out of range, but the spotter plane is coming to the rescue right now, and I will activate it straight away and start opening up on the Hipper. We really need to take it out of the game. We want to make that point difference a bit better for us. So the first salvo misses. I fire another one, and that's the moment where the friendly battleship takes the Hipper out of the game again, which is really good. So I'm mindful of that destroyer somewhere to the north, and I'm keeping close to our battleship, where there's only 2 of us left right now. And I just keep on picking targets that present an opportunity to get killed and basically reduce the timer, but I look at the time remaining for the battle and it's only 1 minute and 6 seconds now, so I know that we lost. There's literally no way for us to win this. I congratulate the enemy team on the win, but they decide to go down fighting, and I decide to inflict as much damage and start as many fires as possible. 45 seconds left. The Colorado gets a hit from our North Carolina. I set it on fire, and that gives me the high caliber award. And one more shot. 30 seconds to the end of the game, and the Colorado is out of the game. Next is the cowardly Tirpitz that's been cowering behind that island for most of the game. I fire one salvo and stop looking. I want to start a fire on the Tirpitz. I want to start a fire on the Colorado as well. 10 seconds till the end of the game. Fire a blind shot towards the Colorado, set it on fire again with 4 hits, and that's the game over. It was a loss, but what a game it was. So let's not wait any further and just go into the game stats. 176 hits on target, 7 incapacitations, 4 kills, 12 fires, and 6 citadels. This is the main summary of this game. The game also gave me the Confederate Award and the High Caliber, and it will be no surprise for you guys to see that it also gave me the first place on my team, but also gave me the 3rd place in terms of base experience and from all of the plays in the match. And guys, this is the reason why I chose this game for you to watch. 68,000 AP damage in 71 shots, so that's almost 1,000 damage for every single hit. Just under 50,000 from HE damage, and just under 15,000 from the fires I set. And the total damage in this game came up to 132,000 and change. In terms of money making potential, when I was recording this game, the Molotov I had was still the testing Molotov, and it wasn't earning any money, as you saw in the first screen. But since the patch, the Molotov I have is actually earning money now, and I can tell you now that my guesstimation for the profits for this sort of a game would probably be in the region of anything between 500 and 800,000 of profit, judging by how the Molotov earns in more average games. But that's a guess. Again, if you'd like to see the profit the Molotov can do, check out the video with the other 2 matches I was linking at the beginning of this clip. and you will see just how much money you can make in a game. So guys, before we move on to the perks and modules for this ship, I wanted to give you two of my final thoughts. One thing to remember about the Molotov is the fact that it has got terrible anti-air, and this combined with a rather bad turning circle means that you will be fodder for enemy carrier players, and if they will focus you, they will kill you quite easily. And another thing to remember is that I noticed that the propulsion keeps going down on this ship quite often. Right guys, so moving on to the modules and captain perks for the Molotov. For the first module, I would most definitely use the main battery modification 1. The second one would be the fire control system modification 1. For the third one, I would choose the propulsion. That's mainly because for the last week and a half that I've had this ship, the propulsion keeps dying on me quite often, and I think that this is a viable option for this ship. And for the fourth modification, I would most definitely choose the steering gears modification 2, just to make the ship a little bit more agile. Moving on to the captain's perks, this is a premium ship and you will obviously be using a captain from a different ship to train him up, but moving on to the captain's perks, I chose the expert loader over situational awareness. I don't need that perk all that much, but I do use the incoming fire alert on the second one. I also chose to use the vigilance over the superintendent simply because the number of consumables that you get without the superintendent is more than enough. And the 25% acquisition range to torpedoes is always beneficial, especially for a ship that turns rather sluggish. Now, a must-have is most definitely the demolition expert, which greatly increases your chances of starting a fire, and you saw just how much fires you can actually start with this ship. And also I chose to use the concealment expert, which took my detection range by 12% down to 11.2 kilometers, which I believe to be quite a useful thing to have. So guys, we're approaching the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and if you have, I do recommend that you check out the other new premium ship review that I did a week ago of the Tier 5 Texas. The link to this video should be popping up in the top right corner. And also, if you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend that you check out my latest high tier Japanese carrier video, where I included some really sexy cinematics for most of the attack sequences, just to make the carrier play a bit more interesting for you to watch. And again, the link to this video should be popping up in the top right corner right now. And this is all I wanted to say in this video, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the open seas.